Anfal Foundation, channelizing charity.
So I have Asad Zaidi, IITian Kanpur. I am Ahmedabad, Masters in Engineering from University of Utah, America, and a successful corporate career, and now a startup, a beautiful startup. और क्या डिस्क्राइब करूँ मैं आपके बारे में, आप बता दीजिए.
I've been very fortunate. As I said, there are many people who are much more intelligent and brighter than me, but I think Allah has been kind. That's all I can say.
तो अभी आपकी स्पीच हुई कुछ देर पहले और बहुत ज़्यादा बच्चे थे यहाँ पर, एंड दे वर वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड दे लर्नड अ लॉट एंड गॉट इंस्पायर्ड फ्रॉम यू, फ्रॉम योर स्पीच. हाउ वाज द होल एक्सपीरियंस टुडे, लाइक education fair of from Anfal Foundation? It's been a mega event that you saw. How has been your experience so far?
I think it's a very energizing experience seeing the young children and seeing the aptitude test, because I think this is something which is very important, which was missing in the earlier generation. I think it's a very noble initiative, and you get the energy by looking at these young people. I have my own children who now, in college. So, but with so many of them, and hopefully, if some of them can benefit in any small way, I think that's a very, very exciting idea.
It's a beautiful concept, of course. But tell me one thing about your struggle. Tell me about your struggle. Tell me how you became an engineer, how you went into IIT, then followed by IIM. How was your life? Was it easy or tough?
So it wasn't easy, right? I mean, the short answer. But what happens is, so I was very young when my father passed away. I was 11, but my grandparents and my mother, they were very focused on education. So we were in Lucknow, we got good schooling, and we worked hard. I mean, as I said, hard work is the most important thing. No matter how intelligent anyone is, without hard work, they will not succeed. And again, I was fortunate. With the hard work also, sometimes you don't achieve what you want, but Allah was kind. And I had no intention of studying beyond IIT. Okay, so I got a job from campus. I joined Tata Steel as a graduate trainee, 89. Worked for 2 years. I was very interested in sports, as I just mentioned. I got into the cricket and badminton teams for Tata Steel as a graduate trainee, and so I enjoyed it thoroughly. After that, one of my professors was a visiting professor at University of Utah. He contacted me, says, I'll offer you full scholarship. You come and you do your masters. So that's how the masters came about. I had no plan to do that. This was 91 to 93. Then when I came back in early 94, that is when the liberalization had happened in India. Manmohan Singh had opened the economy. So a lot of MNCs had come in. And the opportunities for an MBA versus engineer, there was a huge disparity that had grown in those 2 years. So my friends who had gone to IIM, in terms of corporate career, were earning a lot more. So that was one of the motivators. 2, I got married. My wife was already an IIM graduate. So that was another motivator. So then I did appear for CAT in 94 December, and in 95 then I went to IIM Ahmedabad.
So I saw you having a chat with the youngster who was asking about the whole social media being a distraction. Obviously you said that you played cricket, you played other sports as well in your ground. So how did you keep yourself motivated and focused on studies? I mean, you could have got distracted easily by cricket, or you could have become a Kapil Dev, or maybe the next Vijay Amritraj. How did you focus on your studies? What was the motivation?
So I think it just reminds me of an incident when I was in grade 9. I used to go to KD Singh Babu Stadium in Lucknow for badminton coaching. So I used to get formal coaching. I was selected for my sub-junior district team to go to Allahabad for a camp. But it was 9th grade and next year was board. So at that point in time, the decision was made that no, you can't do that because, high school is more important. So I have always been interested in sports, and maybe I could have succeeded in sport. I think I took the right decision. It was a safer bet. So yeah, so that's really what I like to say.
I mean, what these youngsters should do, I mean, if somebody wants to get into IIT or IIM, like what kind of hard work is required and what kind of focus? I mean, how many hours you have to be there, study, how many hours you have to give to the books, and how you should not get distracted?
So I think that routine is very important. So you have to prepare a schedule and stick to it. You cannot not have any entertainment as well, but you have to fix. I remember this is 84 when I was preparing for my JEE. TV was a relatively new thing. So 7:30 to 8 o'clock there used to be a nice program. So I used to eat my dinner at that time so that I could eat and watch that program and not let it come in the way of my studies, right? So that number of hours I had to fix. And this is not just for IIT. In fact, I went to IIM after marriage. So we were already married, and that is when I was preparing for IIM. So I had this IMS, there was this thing from Bombay, they used to send correspondence course. Every day after coming back from office, I used to sit and take a test that used to take 2 to 3 hours. So I think that routine is very important. Total number of hours is other that, that because the same thing when you do it again and again, that really helps improve your chances.
Muscle memory, that is what.
Muscle memory, absolutely.
I want to ask you one thing. I mean, you said you got into IIMs after marriage. I mean, marriage is something where you have to give a lot of time. How did you manage to do that? How did you manage to bring the balance in your marriage as well as IIM?
So, as I told you, my wife was already an IIM graduate. She had done from IIM Lucknow, because in those times my in-laws had said that if you get into Lucknow IIM, then you will go, otherwise you will not. Because there was still that thing, of going to other city. So I wanted to, get in. She was already there, so that was one motivator. So Alhamdulillah, I got into all 4 IIMs. But that was definitely one fact, and she supported me, right? Because in the end, as you said, you have to give time, but she was very supportive in that, because I had to spend a lot of time preparing. So I think a lot of credit goes to her as well.
One last message for these youngsters who are watching you right now and who heard you when you were on the stage. One last message, what would you like to give?
I think hard work and being regular. And those are 2 words that you must remember. Nothing will come unless you work hard, and you have to have a regular routine. Don't, study hard, very, very hard one day and the next day enjoy. Keep a regular routine. That's the mantra for success.
One last word, smart work or hard work?
So smart is important because, and there are now techniques that they teach you on how to learn. I mean, I remember reading comprehension in CAT. If you try to focus on every word, you will not be able to do it on time. So there are techniques where the whole sentence you absorb in one go, because you have to finish it in a... So there are these techniques that's where I think some of these training and coaching institutes help, where you have to work smart, right? And hard as well. So it's not either or, it's both.
Thank you so much, Asad bhai, and nice talking to you, and all the best for the new venture.